Welcome to Diamond.Standard.Gaming, and today we're going to go ahead and we're going to kind of build an automated tree farm. So I saw this out on the internet from a guy called JC Plays, I think his name was, and I will put that down in the description of the video and a link so you can find it if you want to see the video. But what I did is I simplified it a little bit just because that was really, too much for what I needed. I plan on building this in like a survival world that I'm playing in another world, and I just wasn't far enough along and didn't have enough resources to build what he built, so I kind of built this simplified version, and I think it'll work a lot better for me. So what I do is I go ahead and plop a dispenser down right there. Then what I do is going into the left side of that dispenser, I put a hopper, and then on top of the hopper I will go ahead and throw a chest. So it looks just like that. Remember, you do have to be in crouching mode to be able to put the hopper into the dispenser and to be able to put the chest on top of the hopper. Alright, then what I'm going to do is I'm going to leave two spaces, or three empty spaces, and I'm going to place 3 blocks so it looks just like that right there. And then what I'm going to do is place 4 more blocks just like this. 1, 2, 3, and 4. Now you could probably skip these blocks altogether, but I did it just like JC did in the video. Place a lever, a redstone comparator, and then redstone just like this. And that will make our clock right there, and I extend the redstone over here to the back of our dispenser. And then if I turn the switch on right here and turn the comparator on right here, you can see we have a little redstone clock that is powering our dispenser that will eventually be full of bone meal and will be helping our saplings grow into full-size trees and build some and collect some wood for us. Alright, then I go ahead and I put pistons here, right to the left of the hopper and the chest. I make it 4 tall right here. You could probably make it 5 tall because I think I add 1 more in a little bit. And then I go ahead and add 1, 2, 3 blocks on top of that. If you did the additional piston, you only have to add 3. And then I have it stick out 1 in this direction. So that block sticking out in that direction keeps the trees from growing into giant full-size trees. Because if they grow that big, it's like impossible to harvest them, especially in survival mode where you can't just float up. And then I break those blocks because we don't need them. I go to this side over here, which is the side directly over top of the chest or the dispenser now. And I'm going to put a observer right here, facing essentially the side of the same side the dispenser will be dispensing stuff from. And what will happen there is when the tree grows up, that observer will sense the tree is there, and it will send a redstone signal down to these pistons that will then push the tree that just grew up over one space, and then you could then place another sapling down in the bottom and grow the next tree. So what I'm going to build now is a couple little steps here that will allow us to power all our pistons. Just like that. Now I do make a mistake right here, and I do need to go down 1 block further down here. So you'll see, I'll show you in a second how I fix it, but I take the redstone on this little pathway I just built, and I just make it go and connect into the back of our pistons right here. Now this will power the second and the third piston up from the bottom, so that's why I said I had to make it go down 1 more block, because I want to, with this first redstone path, I want to power the first and second one and not the second and third one. So here I'm just trying to show you. You can kind of see. I'll try 1 more. If you pay attention to that bottommost piston, you can see right there it didn't fire. So that's where I have to build this redstone, pathway here, one closer to the ground. So that right there will then power, once I put the redstone back on, it will power the first and second piston. And then I'm going to build a row here, which will power the third and fourth piston. And then I will put one more up, 2 more blocks up from there. And that will power our top piston, or our fifth piston. Okay, now if I test this out, we should be able to see that all our pistons are firing. And let me see if I can get a better angle here. So you can kind of see there, all the pistons are now firing. And I broke a block there. You can leave it, but I just didn't want an extra block. Okay, so if we go ahead and turn on our tree farm here, and I go ahead and grab my saplings, and I think it has to be done with oak saplings. I don't think any of the other saplings work. So you can see that time the tree grew really, really fast, which is awesome. You'll see sometimes here as we test this out a little bit, they don't grow nearly as fast. Like right here, it just seems like it's taking a really long time. Alright, but it did grow right there. And I go ahead and throw another sapling in. And I just wonder if I put a torch or something else. I'm gonna test it out a little bit after this video and see if a torch helps at all. And there I accidentally broke the observer, so I gotta go ahead and put it back in real quick. But it did grow another tree right there. So I have to go around here to the back of this side, the back side here, and put my observer back in. Right there is where I need to put my observer. And there it is, it's firing again. So I'll go ahead and throw another sapling down there. Alright, so that gives you an idea. So what I wanted to test out, I basically cleared out all those trees that I just made, and I filled up the dispenser, the hopper, and the chest here completely with bone meal. So what I want to see is I want to kind of see, how much bone meal do I need to be able to grow, or to fill this farm up completely. So when I say fill up the farm, I mean a piston can only push so many blocks, so it can basically push a maximum of 11 blocks total. So when this is full, it'll be 11 trees deep by essentially 4 chunks of wood high. So we'll have 44 blocks of wood in this farm. So I just wanted to see, how much, bone meal do we use to create 44 blocks of wood? And let me know in the comments, do you think that this farm is even worth it? Does this help that much, or is it just easy enough to go out to the woods and chop 44 blocks of trees down? What I like about it is, I guess you can build this in a safe area, maybe, near your house or your homestead, whatever it is that you're building, and you can have that all fenced off like I do in my survival world. And you can basically do this day or night and not have to worry about monsters spawning and attacking you, where if you're trying to harvest and cut trees down in a forest and it's nighttime, you'll of course have zombies and creepers and skeletons and everything else spawning and attacking you, so you gotta kind of go away at night and come back in the day. And you can see it's working pretty well here. Again, some are taking a little longer, but nothing's taking too long right now. And I accidentally broke a piston right there, so I'll have to go ahead and put that in. Again, if you're doing this in the survival world, you wouldn't have to really worry about that because you wouldn't break it in a single hit. in my creative world here that I'm doing this in. You just got to be careful if you're doing the same thing, because you'll end up breaking your pistons and your observer and whatever else in a single hit. And I do wonder if I put torches maybe on this side, if like that would help it. If that, because now that it's covered in all the leaves, is that slowing down the growth a little bit? I'm not sure, so I'm going to test it out after this video and see if it helps at all. And in the meantime, while you're waiting for the trees to grow up, you can also break leaves like this, and that will, collect you some twigs and some apples and possibly some saplings that you could feed back into the farm. All right, and there you can see it has filled up the farm now. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. So yeah, we have 11 by 4 tall, so we just got 44 blocks of wood. I'll turn off our redstone clock here really quick and just take a look and see what we have left. So right now the dispenser is going ahead and filling up the hopper is filling up the dispenser. So let me let this fill up all the way. I think I'm doing 3x speed right here. I just want to kind of get an idea and see how much bone meal did I actually use to make 44 blocks of wood. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So 8 by 64 is what? About 8 times 6 is 480. So close to 500, a little over 500 bone meal to make 44 blocks of wood. So let me know in the comments, do you think that this farm is worth it? Is that too expensive? Would you rather use that bone meal elsewhere? Or, is this actually helpful? I mean, I think I was able to grow these 44 blocks of wood in, roughly under 2 minutes? Which I think is pretty good. I think, if you were out in the forest trying to collect it, you probably wouldn't do it much faster if you could do it faster at all. And again, the good thing is you could do this, through the night. Maybe you go out in the day and do something different, and then when night falls, you come back to your homestead where it's safe and, grow some trees. So anyway, let me know what you think of this video of this simplified farm. And, yeah, until next time, have a great day.